Today I want to talk to you about pain management. When I was first diagnosed with multiple myeloma, I knew I had something wrong with me. I had had back pain most of my life. I've been pretty hard on my body, but this took it to a whole new level. Long story short, we found the multiple myeloma because of my L5 vertebra collapsing while I was in the shower. I started coughing, I was sick, and that's what caused it to collapse. But found out that the reason I was in so much pain, I had fractures in basically every vertebra. I had clusters of fractures like spider webs through my ribs and sternum. For about 6 months prior to that, one of my ribs on the left side would randomly pop out of place, and I'd take my hand, just shove it back into place. That was pretty uncomfortable, to say the least. Rib pain is definitely underrated. So anyway, had lesions all over my body. The largest one was about the size of an egg in my ribs, and they told my wife that my skull looked like Swiss cheese because of all the lesions, the holes in it. So I know a little bit about pain. I've had 1 vertebroplasty, 3 kyphoplasty. And excuse the way I look. First of all, I'm Alan Stevenson, founder of the Multiple Myeloma Warrior Community Facebook group. If you're not on it, please consider joining it. If you have multiple myeloma, if you're a caregiver, or you know somebody with it and you just want to support them, our group is a lot different than most of them. It's not just the disease and the treatments and the side effects, which that is a big part of it, but we also ask our members just to share their lives, and just so we can give them hope and let them know that this is not the death sentence that Google says it is. Yes, it's serious. Yes, it needs to be treated correctly. You can learn a lot from our community, but the main thing is you can get the support and the encouragement and realize that you can still have a really high quality of life. Excuse the way I look. I'm sweaty right now. I live in Louisiana. It's August. It's actually September 1st. And it is freaking hot, and I'm out here washing my truck trying to clean it up. Those of you that know me and see my videos in the group and things know the last few days I've been pushing way harder than I should have physically, and that's why I'm making this video actually. And I was helping my son remodel a house and did a bunch of yard work and you know, just pushed way too hard. And yes, I hurt myself like I knew I would. And then yesterday, I was just so sore that I didn't want to do anything. But we've got a pool with a liner and it's leaking, so I put my scuba gear on and get down in there and see if I could patch the leak, and I did. And when I looked at that tank, my back hurt so bad I just did not even want to pick it up. I just dreaded it. And I keep all that scuba gear upstairs, so I had to carry it down the stairs too. And I'm not even supposed to be picking up stuff that heavy. But I do a lot of things that I'm not supposed to. So anyway, you got to go on with life, right? A lot of times I do things and know I'll have to pay a price for it later, and so be it. And today, once again, pretty worn out. It's been so hot, and I took it easy for part of the day, but I just hate wasting a day, and life is very precious, and some days I am completely worthless and I lay in the bed and I don't do anything, but I always seem to regret that. And today was about to be one of those days, and I said, I got stuff I need to do. I need to get up. And that really is the point of this message. And I'll go back and first of all, and the most important thing, let's talk about the painkillers. At one point, I was on 100 milligrams of opiates a day, and I was taking 60 milligrams of Oxycontin and 40 milligrams of hydrocodone. And that was when I was going through all my stem cell transplants, and I did VDT PACE, which is more aggressive than what most people do. But I had so many fractured ribs, and it hurt. They were afraid I was going to get pneumonia because I was breathing so shallow, because it just hurt so bad to breathe, and I could feel my vertebrae separating. And of course they patched all that up, but I mean, I walked with a horrible limp. I couldn't stay on my feet for more than about 10 to 15 minutes at a time. And you know, when I first started treatments, they wanted to put me on painkillers, and I was so terrified of painkillers. I know so many people that have gotten addicted, and it's just ruined their lives. And I've taken them on and off over the years, but like a prescription of hydrocodone would last me for a year because I'm terrified of them. And the other thing is that they make me feel so much better, then I really do some stupid things. But they said, you cannot handle the pain you're in with what we're about to put you through. And they were right. But eventually I got off of them. And I will tell you that getting off painkillers was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I did it on my own. I gradually cut back, and then I'll tell you that it threw me into a depression and for a few days. And I had a friend of mine that had gone through it, and he told me that, he said, you just got to make it a week. And I made it a week, and oh God, I hurt so bad. Look, funny story about that. It threw me in depression so bad I cried watching Rambo. Yeah. And Rambo 2. It was a Rambo Film Festival. I couldn't handle number 3. I was like, oh, you stabbed that guy. Anyway, but the thing I want to tell you about painkillers is they would have given me morphine, Dilaudid, whatever I wanted. They wanted me to take stuff stronger, and I refused because I was afraid I'd never get off of that stuff. And painkillers, it's just chasing a rabbit down a hole. The more you take, the more it's going to take. And one thing that I did right in all that is I never tried to kill the pain. I just tried to make it bearable. And it's amazing how well your body will adapt to pain so that you can just absorb it. And I still hurt all the time now, but I rarely take them. And I'll tell you, I'm very fortunate, and not everybody's like this, that I'm not real addicted, prone to addiction. I was able to get off those. I was chemically addicted, but I wasn't mentally addicted, and I think the mental addiction is probably worse. It's just, don't try to kill the pain. Just make it bearable. And if you're taking 4 a day, try to back off to 3 a day, and then 2 a day, and then get off that stuff. Because if you don't, it's going to do so much damage to your body. It's going to do damage to your mind. It's going to do damage to your relationships. And it's not going to get any better. So how do you get off of that? I mean, how do you deal with all that? Well, the other thing is doing physical therapy. And a lot of times our doctors just don't talk to us. I mean, I have an amazing medical team, but they didn't really bring up physical therapy. And I don't know why. And you know, obviously you've got to heal up some before you can do that. But so your bones can get stronger and all that. But physical therapy was a game changer for me. I mean, like I said, I couldn't stay on my feet for more than 10 or 15 minutes at a time. But key to physical therapy is I didn't just do it while I was with them. I went home, did it 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And whatever they taught me there, I did it at home. And I think that's one of the reasons some people don't see that much gain from physical therapies. They only do it when they're with the therapist. So, just, you got to take it upon yourself. And they'll say, well, it hurts, so I don't want to do it. Well, if it hurts and you stop doing it, then it's going to get worse. So, a lot of people say, well, that's your body telling you shouldn't do something. Well, maybe so. I don't know. I'm no expert. All I know is what worked for me, and if it hurt, I would just ease into it and just keep doing that. And then I'd get to where I can do a little bit more and a little bit more. And then finally, I would have some better results. But if you just say, well, it hurts, so I'm not going to do it, then you're going to slowly waste away. And today's a perfect example. I was hurting all over. I did not want to do anything. So I'm out here washing my truck, which I drive a Ram 2500. So it's a big truck, and it was filthy. And that's a big job. And I live in Louisiana. It's September 1st, freaking hot out here. But I'm already feeling better. Just, a lot of the physical therapists say motion is lotion. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. And so getting up and doing things that you don't feel like doing is one of the keys to recovery and reclaiming your life. And that's the big part of this. It's just reclaiming your life and not being a victim to the circumstances. And as bad as my situation was, I mean, I know a lot of people that have had this much worse than I have. And yes, I'm still on treatments. I relapsed at the end of 23. And, you know, I'm on Pomalyst and Darzalex Fast Pro right now. So, you know, it affects me, especially in this heat. I have to be careful. I have to be really careful. And it's not uncommon at all, just that I pushed too much, because that's just the nature of who I am. But look, if you can only walk to the end of your driveway or walk down the hall of your house, do it. Get up out of the chair, do something, you know, and try to move around, and just keep whatever you did yesterday, just do one more today. You know, if I know when I started trying to recover from all this, I used to shoot archery tournaments, and I couldn't even pull any of my bows back. I couldn't even make the string move. It was that bad. I was so weak. I mean, I did tandem transplants, but I got my daughter's bow, and the first day I shot it, I shot 10 arrows, and I swear I was so out of breath, and my joints hurt, and it was just horrible. The next day I shot 11, and the next day I shot 12. Whatever I did the day before, I just did one more. Have that just one more attitude, and you'll be amazed at what it will do for your life. Just one more. And when you feel like sitting in the recliner, yeah, sometimes that's okay, I mean, to recover, but if you make a habit of that, you're going to die a slow death from just lack of activity, and your quality of life is not going to be good. So have that strength within you to do those things that you don't feel like doing. Get up and move. Get active. It'll take time. Go slow. But get up and do it. I hope this helps you in some way. Have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.